one before the 2 monthly candle closes, and or else it's story over. Now, when the story is over for Bitcoin, it does mean that usually your alts get some relief. But are they going to get 20% relief? No, I don't think so. I think we are just going to hike it up just a little bit more, and the alts are just going to suffer a little bit harder. They're going to get a good pump, and then but not 10K Ethereum, not $12 Sui, not $800, $900 Solana, all these targets that we had for alt season. And so yeah, that's a little bit of the story there, but we got to monitor that. We cannot just make bold predictions like in 3 months this coin is going to go to $27. That's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. There is no base in that, as just maybe last all season, but we cannot project last all season on this one because of the moving components of the alts themselves, and that means that now we have to deal with a little bit more alts, actually quite a lot since last time. But also we are dealing then with Bitcoin here in institutional money. So very different thing that was going on, that are very much different from last alt season as well. There's also, of course, more trillions more in the market than it was last time. But I guess that alt season you can already spot it with relief rallies. It really favors the blue chip layer ones after Bitcoin. So after Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then the whole market is going to look at Ethereum. That's what basically happens in alt season. The dominance of Ethereum will go up, the dominance of Bitcoin will drop, and then every coin is going to look at Ethereum. And as soon as Ethereum pumps, all of it is going to pump with. And then ETH will go and try and top out. And from there, you will see then Solana go, XRP, Sui, see all of these other layer ones will pull up on that one. So that's just something to watch out for, you guys. Also, when you're trading on a daily like I do, that dominance is really going to help you out, because the way the dominance moves, it just hikes a little bit and Bitcoin hikes a little bit. Then sometimes it might actually turn your altcoins red if that dominance is just hiking a little bit too much in comparison. And so the dominance cycle, it's called the dominance cycle. Look that up. I posted so many times about it, like this and this and this equals this for your alts, right? How things are looking. So look that up. It's going to help you so much with trading. Yeah. Well, let's not preach more on that. Is there anything we would like to have shield a little bit more, Adam?
Well, I think did we cover there's a ball last night? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's touch on
So,
that again.
yeah.
Yeah. This is ZM, everyone. ZM, and welcome to the Zabul. Like, I think you're part of it. So, guys, right. So for this one, there's an early multiplier. So you guys, anyone that is like ZMing or tagging Zool, right? Or what was the other one? The ticker, right? The Zabul ticker, right? Anyone that's doing that on the timeline or discussing it in the space is getting way more points right now at the beginning of the month than it will be possible when it's become like the new meta for New Year, right? So yeah, it's going to be it's really, you're going to get bang for your buck by participating in this right now. So yeah, and you've probably met Zool, and they're launching on Empire Builder, right? Which is actually, it's a Farcaster. It's like a clanker, right? Have you come across this? Do you know about this?
Yeah, I was
guys?
just looking at it. Clanker World
in base. Clanker, yeah. Well, it's Empire. Let me find the tweet a second.
Clanker.world.
I'm actually
is the URL, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Clanker, yeah, that's the main. That's like the primitive or the protocol, right? And he's launching on Glanker Empire, right, which is built on Clanker, right, which is like, this is, man, it gets so niche, like when you go down these rabbit holes, right, into these various like avenues of Web3, right, that I really don't know about actually at the moment, but I'm learning.
So what is a clanker? Join the Clankverse, create a clanker, and there's all these tokens on base. What?
Yes. Well, it's a launch pad, right? It's basically a launch pad. It's like another virtuals, but it's or another pump fun, but it's like
Ooh.
it's launch
Bro,
pad,
pre
guys. What's
clank? Have you seen it? You can trigger your token launch with a specific phrase in a cast.
right? Yeah, so it's
Wow.
built into Farcaster. Yeah,
Right,
that's how
right.
it works. Yeah. So it's like another Zora, right? As well, right? It's
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
those
it
things.
does remind me a lot of Zora.
Yes, but I think it's more bullish than Zora. Actually,
You
I
think
think
so?
it's because I think, yeah, I think well, because I'm bearish on Zora. Actually, like I've been bearish on Zora since I found that they don't have a test net, and they don't have a test net. Yeah, which is just wait, what? Who's going to be able to test anything if they don't have a test net, right?
The
Come on, guys.
content on Zora though is so damn good. Like there's such
Right.
amazing. I
Well,
follow some
they've
real
done something right. Yeah, they've
yeah.
done something right.
But well,
Yeah,
you just
but
create incentivizing people to make content that's just better, like objectively better.
uh-huh.
And some of these
Yes,
some of the stuff that
it's
people post
working.
is
It's
absolutely amazing.
uh-huh. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm kind of bearish for the absence of a test net, like
Mhm.
rather than anything else.
Right.
But I think that it is part of like for me, and when I have to explain this a lot, like to kind of the uninitiated, right? Like tradfi investors and things like that, and I realized that they don't have a fucking clue what is going on with like the base app and all this stuff. That's actually, what it means is Coinbase. So a publicly listed company is basically like majorly supporting the growth of these protocols. So that includes Zora, it includes Clanker, it
Mhm.
includes Farcaster, it includes all of this stuff. And none of this stuff would really like have a hope in hell if it wasn't for like something like
Being
a publicly
bootstrapped.
listed company.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Base is actively working on incorporating them into the Base app. And
Right.
what it means is that this stuff has actually got a chance to exist, right? And it's got distribution, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that's the key
Well,
thing.
well, I'm
Like,
seeing
because
that.
without
I'm seeing that with Panda Pump. So Panda Pump, these guys launched on
that's on
Base,
Base,
and
right?
yeah,
Yes.
yesterday they held a
Mm.
space, and there was like over 650 people there, and there were a lot of developers from Base, a lot of like coders and like project developers and things like that. It was really interesting to see, but the backing that they get from the whole Base like network and the community as a whole, it is like it's a lot different. It's very much they people trying to bring each other up with on the Base network. It seems like to me, at least that's my impression. And like you were saying, like with the bootstrapping, that Base is just like it's kind of like promotion. They do like almost like free promotion, or it's almost one of those things too, where it's like you look at a project, and if it looks like it's almost like certified by Base, you're like, oh well, if this is like endorsed by Base, then it must be good. So I feel like there's such
Right.
a little window that where that's going to
Yes.
be applicable, and then very soon here there should be a shift where we see a lot more lesser quality things kind of fitting in there. And we actually already saw that with Coinbase. Some of the listings towards the end of last year were like very, they weren't like the best projects. Mogcoin was one of them. The Toshi token, which I guess still has hope, but all of those have suffered very dramatic pullbacks since listing on Coinbase.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, there's it's like I'm basically and I probably don't take advantage of it as much as I should actually, like that kind of Base being helpful, but it's because it's like here I am like talking about how great it is that the Base app is like means that these protocols can exist,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the same time I'm like, yeah, but I hate it when like everybody's like very tribalist around like one blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
like and I kind of, so, but that's it's fine because like I think like they're grown-ups as well, right? It's not like even Jesse is like talking about making a bridge to Solana,
Mm-hmm.
right, from base. So it's not actually bad. I mean the thing is it is good, but it's like, yeah, I just feel a bit like it kind of gives me like a slightly weird feeling like when people are like, when people get like super tribalist around like a specific blockchain,
Ooh, 10
because like
minutes ago. Did you just see this? Is that why you said that? The best way to grow the pie is to do it together. Jesse Polak on the
uh-huh,
upcoming bridge between
yeah,
Base and Solana.
yeah,
10 minutes ago.
yeah, well, like 10 minutes ago, yeah, like
Wow.
I didn't I think I
We were
yeah
talking
I
about it
kind
like
of
a
Well,
couple
you
of
know
days
what?
ago, but
They
damn.
need to kind of have to at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
they
they
need
have
to.
to,
They have to. And this
yeah,
is what's been talked about in this space for like the last 2 years. I think Wookie can confirm this, that we've been talking about that cross chain and how that needs to be a part of the future to incorporate these things, and
yeah,
it's going to be a
exactly.
must, right? It's going to
Well,
be.
all of this stuff is going to be like aggregated together, right? Like you're not going to know what blockchain you're settling on. I mean, like, and people like, again, it's like I'll talk to these like tradfi investors, and they're like, "Do you really think that people are gonna be staking? Like, do you really think people are going to be staking? Look at these people." It's like, do you not realize that this stuff is all going to be completely abstracted? And like most of these tokens, like your average layman are not going to realize that they're even interacting with them. It's just going to be like a complete, like, it's just part of, it's like how, like, we don't look at our cookies in our browser, right? Like I mean obviously, like, some of us do, some of us like try and keep our online hygiene
Yeah,
like
sure.
very clean, right? But it's, generally speaking, like most of this stuff is going to be like completely obfuscated for like your average human, because like it's just not that useful for them to even know. Like they care about
Mm.
like the final output, right, rather
You know,
than
it's the
like
same as with
how.
banking. When you ask people, "Hey, you know Swift?" And for some people, it might ring like a big bell, right? But yeah, it's actually the technology used for your bank transactions. And so
Yeah,
people use the
exactly.
technology without knowing that they're using that technology, or even can name it, right? And that is going to happen with crypto at some point too. People are going to use crypto without knowing that they're using a crypto, right? And people
Yes,
are going to
yeah,
get paid in crypto without knowing they're going to get paid in crypto on forehand, which you should be front running this because that's coming. And the majority of people will be facing the facts in this way. Look who pulled up in the space, though. I see Von Dutch is creeping up. Let's try to get him on stage if he wants to talk with us today. But yes, yeah, very bullish on the, yeah, BNB had to step in and do that, right? That's just a given right there, you guys. And so yeah, talked about the bull leaderboard. Let's wait for Von Dutch to pop up here. Very bullish, you guys. Give that a follow. Founder of FROGE. We're gonna talk about it as soon as he has connection. So
yeah.
again, you
Get
guys,
on, get on this
repost the
border.
room. Leave a few comments. Let's say hi to the people on all these 6 live streams as well. Hello, you guys. Hope you're still around. And so all the things that Tick here is pulling up for you. So Tick, go ahead and pull up Froge information on for the live streams.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say good morning or good evening to Von Dutch here. How you doing?
Hello, hello. Sorry, my wife was sneezing here. How are you guys doing? Hi, Wild. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Yeah, the voice is a little bit suffering, but we just plow on through. That's what we do. How are things over there?
Yeah, all good, all good. Work hard, play hard. No, it was a great day actually. I had a talk with our mutual friend Tycho, and we had some very, very good meetings today with people which crossed our path, let's say. And he said, It's how's this possible?" I said, "Bro, it's the law of attraction. Google it." So it's a fun ride.
It's the glitch, isn't it? And then everything, the synchronicities will line up. And the synchronicities are signs of the glitch, right? That's when you know it's like, oh, What's this? We're glitching all together here. That's a great thing, though. And so, Tick, do you got this stuff on a live stream with it too?
Uh,
So Von Dutch,
yeah, I was just
is
looking
that
at
it?
it. Dude, the
Cool.
chart. What happened to the chart last night at 4 a.m.? That shit like tanked for a second, and then it came back. Let me see. It dropped like what did it drop down to? 3.5.
Yeah, but that happened with the market move, right?
Yeah, that chart. I was looking at
Just
that
before the
yesterday.
market move. Yeah, I see more
In the
charts that
morning.
doing the same thing. Yeah, yeah.
No, but that dip, if you look at it, what time was it? It was exactly at 7:45 a.m. That's how much did it dip? Oh yeah, down to 4 mil, 3.9. Yeah, that was a fat dip, but it recovered like almost immediately.
Of course, that's going to be bought up in a jiffy because if you know, you know, right? But look at that chart overall, though. That looks like very good. Usually, what these dips create is like a doji candle on the chart, and it just creates the volatility back up. As soon as that floor is, then that range has been bought up, right?
I was
Yeah.
pissed I missed that dip. Yeah, when I saw it dip
Well,
like that, I was
sorry for
like,
you.
shit. I missed it by like an
Sorry.
hour. It was at like 4 or 5 a.m. I think. Or no, 7
You
a.m. Sorry.
should, you should have set a buy order. That's why you set buy orders, add to the bag, and just keep adding to the bag. That's the device here. But Von Dutch here, I'd like you to meet my co-host Tick, but also very much Adam, because Adam is actually a creator of these nice leaderboards as well.
Hey
Yeah, I'm
man,
just
hey Von Dutch, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you, Adam. Tick, nice to meet you guys.
Hey,
How are you
GM.
doing?
GM, doing great, brother. Yeah, big fan of what you're doing with the FROGE project. It's really cool animations, graphics that you make. The website looks great. Really cool project, and the tech. The previews of the tech that I have seen, the videos of the app and all that stuff. Do you have a timeline for the roadmap on like there's an app that I'm assuming that you're going to be launching from what the
Well,
videos kind of allude
look,
to?
I can tell you now, Tick, that Von Dutch cannot say very much because there's going to be a glitch episode number 2 coming up on Friday where things will be spoken about, right? So maybe Von Dutch here can spill a little bit of tea, or at least some of what's been talked about as well. Because Froge is all about you need to get on that leaderboard, you guys. You need to be there early. So you need to go to froge.io, to the HQ there, and get yourselves situated in pole position, winning position, right? And then the rest will be unfolded over time here for real. But I saw some bullish posts on my timeline, and I was like, "Ooh, and that one, and that one, and that one." I'm connecting the dots here, Van Dutch. I'm connecting.
Yeah. No, no. I mean, what I can say is that I've been very much involved in the Bored Ape community, and maybe some people know, maybe don't know, but with the filter company, the technology, we did build. Uh, it's called Ape Filter. If you go to apefilter.com, apefltr.com, you
Mm-hmm.
can see a project we are launching in Q1, and that's where you can actually see the app at work. But we're gonna do the same, more or less the same for Froge. That's all I can say.
Ape filter. Okay, so let me see. How do it's not apefilter.com, is it?
It is,
A
yeah, but
P E F I L T E R?
no, FLTR.
FLTR. I'm sorry. FLTR. So no vowels in the word filter.
No, no,
Yeah,
correct.
cool. I want to see what this is. And so have you been doing anything with other side XYZ?
No, no,
No.
no,
Oh.
no, no. Listen, I've been building on Froze for more than 2 years, and what I did is the opposite of what you normally see. Is that people sell a vision, raise the money, and start building, and I did exactly the opposite. I started building in the trenches for 2 years, and now I'm ready for execution. It's
Mm.
all done.
How has AI progressed around your developing technology, though? Has the AI with the natural language coding surpassed like what you were able to create 2 years ago? Like, let's say you started building today. Do you think you'd be 100 light years ahead of where you are today with your current project, or are you you
Well,
don't feel affected by the AI?
well, actually, that's a very good question because yeah, I'm very much focused on AI, and I think it's two sections here. The first one is AR itself, right? What we did with the app, and you can see that on the Ape Filter website, is that
Ape
we built
filter's
it.
not working for me. Let me see. Bring your digital
Let me
identity BAYC into the real world.
correct.
Applications, so I can see the description of the website on the search engine, but when I click on the website,
Let me see.
let me see.
Let me
I do
see
have
here.
this on the live stream as well. If you want to see what I'm looking at, um,
How can how
uh,
can I see
at the
that?
top of the jumbotron, go all the way to the right at the top of the space, and then there should be a link to the Twitter video.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to load the website indeed, and I think they are doing an update, something like that,
Ah,
because I see it's not loading.
I see.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But you can check it out tomorrow or something. It
And
will.
is there an X page? Is there an X handle for that for Ape
Well,
Filter?
if you go to the filter X, the Studio X, and if you scroll down, you find a lot of examples of the tech we've built.
Oh,
But basically, we did create all 10,000 board apes in 3D, full AR.
dope.
So actually, yeah, what you can do is you can do Zoom meetings. We do a lot of Zoom meetings internally with our ape filters.
Ooh, I'm
Actually,
looking at it. Okay. Yes, dude, this is sick.
it's sick, eh?
Now I get what you're talking about. Okay, it kind of went over my
Yeah,
head, but they're like
yeah,
Snapchat or Instagram filters or TikTok filters that the user
yeah,
can do an overlay. That's
yeah,
the AR. I get it now.
yeah,
Okay. I was kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
confused by what the AR application was. This is sick,
Yeah,
man.
so
Yeah.
it's a you know what I wanted to do is bring the digital identities to life
Mhm. Mhm.
because how I was triggered when I entered the space in 21 that everybody was obsessed about their PFP, but all you can do is flex it on X,
Mhm.
right? And I like to think outside of the box, just think different in terms of okay, where's this market going? And
Right.
and my idea is that digital identities is obviously it's here to stay, but why not bring them to life? And on top of that, everybody wants to stay anonymous in the space. And I'm coming from Web 2, where it's actually pretty normal if you have a Zoom meeting that you see each other and you can almost smell each other. You see all the movements, the insecurities in a phase, and if you do business in Web 3, it's impossible. So what I try to do with the technology is build it on the highest level. That's why we choose Apple, the Apple framework. So my mission was that if I would do this, it needed to be believable. And I can tell you, and you can see it on the videos. We have some Zoom videos where we do like meetings. If you have a Zoom meeting in this case with your ape, after 5 minutes you forget that you're talking to an ape. It's all because it's all the gestures, the little eye, the wings, everything is tracked by Apple because Apple is just you cannot compare it with Snapchat filters or whatsoever.
Mhm.
So that's I mean, for me it's a joy to make this honestly because I just like technology. I like to innovate and the big advantage for FROGE is that the whole infrastructure is done. I can do a full collection of 10,000 2D PFPs. I can convert them to 3D because we have the whole infrastructure ready for scale.
Mm.
Um, and that's what we also use, obviously, for FROGE.
Yeah. So, very
And
cool.
then obviously, this
Oh,
should.
sorry, Wilder. Yeah, I'm
No
always spilling
problem.
the beans.
You're going way too far here, but okay. So just do with that. If you're listening to this space or you're looking at these live streams, which by the way is always the first pin post of the space, right? You should be kind of getting a hint here what's going on and just how bullish this is. So you might just want to run over to the Froge HQ or also join a Telegram, right? And just get acquainted with it if you're not just aping straight in, right? Wild here always ape straight in, but I get it. You might want to learn a little bit more about it. That's all right. Go hit it up in the Telegram, and also look at the website on the FROGE.io, right? That's the address. Also, give Von Dutch here a follow, you guys, a founder, right? We have a founder in the house here of something that is going to be very, very, very big. And so don't get this twisted, right? This is not something that is going to be here just for the Mondays, right? This is going to be for the long haul here. And everything has been built already. This is just a question of execution. And then, but yeah, we heard a little bit too much about it. And but do Friday also join the spaces, so that's why
Well,
nobody's on
there's
for
there's
Vonda.
cap there's like footage of the app on the
Yes.
Froge
Yeah. Yeah.
thing. So
Yes.
yeah. But
Yeah, but there are some other things that were mentioned that was like, okay.
uh,
But the implications of that augmented reality, you guys, is going to be many. And so, but I think it's healthy to take people to steps with that, because when we start to name all the things that are possible with this, it kind of flies over your head, and it's very difficult in that way to comprehend, right? So just take people to the first things, and then the second thing, and then discover another layer of bullishness of what this can mean for you, right? So this is more than a PFP, right? It's absolutely more than a PFP, and it's going to have real world implications as well this way. And so that's why we have this crossover to Web 2 that is just going to be that's bullish, because we need this. We need to stop uh, fishing in the same pond that everybody else is, the Web3 pond, right? We know in a bear market, 30% is left of the village. We're here with 30% for all this time, right? And so if you're just geared with a product towards these people without giving the option to bridge, to may have that make any sense in Web 2, then I don't know what we're doing. We're just going to keep circling, right? And so we need that move into Web 2 and these applications that we can use this way. So one thing that comes to mind here with augmented reality is streaming, because that's actually, well, what we do on 6 live streams. But we can then do it with our PFP. How great would that be, right? And that's just one way. That's just a thing, a direction, right? But there's many implications. And so, like I said, if you're bullish as I am, if Wild gets bullish, we have something, right? And so go to the TG, hop in there, go visit the voucher. Let me just pull up a pin post for you guys, make it easy for you. There we go. Right. I post about it frequently as well. If you've noticed, last week I was already posting about that as well. Do, 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 do. Here we go. Max engaged with the latest post there. And then from the Twitter, you can go to the TG. Always look for the Twitter official handle. And from there, go to the website and to the TG. Keep you safe with the links and all. Don't go Google stuff. Because around this project, there's a shit ton of scammers trying to hop in for the ride on TG and everything. And then you know that it's something big, right? Or else these scammers won't even try. They're lazy like that. Uh, but um, but yeah, so yeah, pinned up. I see it. It's now pinned up here. You guys go there, like, notice on for the glitch episode 2, which the first episode was just too bullish. Too many people wanted to join in one go, and we had to pull the spaces up, I think 4 times, and the 4 times worked. The 4 time it works, but all the spaces before, so many people tried to join in one go, and it absolutely wrecked the space. Like, so the glitch was happening for real in real time there. And so, but yeah, just notice on for that, and so you can hop in Friday and get more information directly. But thank you so much for coming, Von Dutch. So nice to have you on the stage here. What's the ticker?
Thank you, Wild. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, guys.
yes, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, and give Von Dutch a follow. I said that already. You should be following each other. When you're here in the space, you should be hanging out with these people because they share similar interests,
Yeah, I'm
right? And
surprised you
so,
haven't done Other
yeah.
Side yet, because Other Side, you've seen the game, right? For Other Side, it's the BAYC like 3D interface for the Board Ape Yacht Club. Von Dutch, you've seen it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I
Oh, but
played the
you're just
game.
Oh, okay, so you have played it.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I
Oh,
have
okay. When I
played. No,
asked, I
I
thought that
thought
you said no, and I was like, oh, okay.
No, I thought you meant if I wanted to
Incorporating
do some.
FROGE into it. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I was curious since
yeah,
when you mentioned that you were like, long time devoted member of Bored Ape Yacht Club. I was like
yeah.
curious. I wanted to kind of pick your brain about your experience with it. If you are bullish on it, or if you think, like, to me, I don't really see the utility for it. I mean, it seems cool as hell, but for me, like when I've messed around with it, I haven't really dived
Mhm.
into it. So I'm not sure if I'm missing out or if I
Yeah.
really need to explore it more.
You're missing out.
I am.
That's all.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
Well, I mean, if you're a gamer, you're missing out. But
Yep.
yeah, it's. I mean, I like the game. I like the graphics. I like the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like World of
Uh,
Warcraft, but with bored apes. It's kind of cool.
yeah,
It's kind of cool.
it is kind of cool. That being said, it's. I'm very curious how this will play out in the long term because it's. It's. I mean, they were dominating in the NFT space, right? And now they enter a space where you have the games like GTA 6 coming out and all of that
Mm,
stuff. So it's an interesting angle what they try to do, and yeah, let's see. But the game definitely is really well built. I have a lot of guys I know from the Board Ape Yacht Club who are deeply involved now in the other side. So it's a big play they're
right.
making.
Yeah, I see people that are very bullish on it and bull posting about it, and that's what's got me curious about it. But I'm not a board ape holder, so for me, it's like I don't really know where I like fit in
Well, at
with
this
that.
point, it's kind of a brand, is it not?
There's a
And
bunch, yeah, a bunch of
it's
different
actually
NFTs.
showing up in Web 2 as well, pretty much massively, right? As far as look, I just picked up like a few weeks ago, I picked up like you can get these pop backs here and get like collections, like different things of different collections, whether it's being anime, but also very much Board Ape and Yacht Club, right?
Oh, hold on,
And
for the
so
little pop
yeah,
things.
yes.
What? The
Yeah,
pop
you can get a pop
figurines?
back.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
see what?
So I had to actually hunt down this way. I got all the keychains from the Bored Apes, right, in my little crypto cave here, like the Alamo, right? And so yeah, but you could get them in these pop bags, which is like surprise bags
Yeah.
for adults, basically. You could, it's it's like these little surprise eggs that you had for children, right? But now you have like a pop bag, and there's can be anything in there, right? And so yeah, it's a very much culture,
The
very much.
Funko Pop, right?
Yeah, well, not just know you call them pop bags, so there could be a Funko Pop in there,
Oh.
but also other collectibles from a different range of things, right? Very different range of things, like from anime, movies, anything. And so, um, comic books, there can be anything in there. Usually, it's a combination of things.
Hmm.
They're expensive as well. It's like 50 bucks for a pop bag, right? So you can open it, you can take it home and then open it, and then, the thing will unfold. But I actually had to buy a few, like a lot. I'm kind of ashamed the amount of these bags that I bought. But yeah, so they're very much in style. It's like a surprise bag for adults, and you get all these collectibles in there. It's actually pretty fun and recommendable. But just to allude to some there, stuff from Bored Apes was in there as well. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The floor for a mutant ape is zero point 0.8 Ethereum. Damn, I didn't know that the mutants were that high too. That's crazy. Damn. It's a lot of bread.
It
Sounds
used to
good
be a
though.
lot more.
Yeah,
Was it?
just yeah.
Yeah, both the collections.
Oh, a whole lot more. Yeah, like a whole lot
That's what
more.
I thought. I know that the bored
Yeah.
apes went like extremely expensive, but I thought that the mutants were like somewhat cheaper. But yeah, it's still a couple grand for a mutant. Bored Ape Yacht Club.
I can tell you, I bought my ape
Yeah.
at the at the peak price.
Oh,
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
blasted.
yikes.
Top
Well, that's
blasted.
commitment right there. That's
Yeah,
a,
we were just
yeah,
talking. I was just at
and I'm still holding.
Yeah,
don't sell.
well, that's commitment. Yeah, I mean, I was just at an event at the Animoca office earlier, and they own a big piece of Yuga Labs, right? And they're actually, I think, the biggest altcoin investor in the world, and therefore kind of probably praying for alt season more than anyone, right? But Von Dutch, I was gonna ask, how are you guys approaching the InfoFi component with the Freunds and everything like that? I haven't properly investigated myself yet, but I'd be super interested to explore that with you guys, and especially like looking at the Lurky API, if you haven't already integrated that to get kind of coverage from the conversations in X Spaces. That's something that we've been doing for a lot of projects lately.
Yeah, I was looking at, I was auditing Von Dutch and FROGE on Lurky, and there's not really a whole lot of, yeah, you guys
Well, I
got to
was
turn up
talking
the,
about it. The
yeah,
mine was, yeah, it's in my mind share over there.
yeah,
But it's not just for the mind share, right? It's the data. It's the data. So with these API keys, it's being tracked what's said in spaces. That's basically, it's the data, the keys for the data there, and that you can adjust the leaderboard to. So then when people talk in spaces, they can
mm-hmm.
earn the chosen rewards for that project as well. So when the community goes into a shale space and they go on stage and they want to do it, you want to set it up in a way that if it's a big space, they get more, they get a little bit of multiplier, or they get more points, right, for the audience. And then also the quality of the conversation is then being tracked as well. And so these components you can put together, and so when a community member goes on a big, let's say, David Goxine has a space and he's just on stage there and is like talking about Froge, that will be worth more than that same person going into a space with only 5 people and talking about it, right? So you can adjust there as well. But yeah, it's a way to reward community talking about the projects in spaces, which is, in my opinion, inevitably more bullish than just on the timeline. Because on the timeline, we often miss a lot of information about the project. We cannot deep dive in a post, right? Most people don't even read past the third sentence. And so you also, on what happens with the post is that you got to do it in volume. So everybody should be posting about it for people to, for, a light to go on in their brain and be like, oh yes, this is something, right? Because it's just impactful if we do it then all together. But another way to do it like separately and per individual is to actually talk about it in spaces. And that's why people come and chill in these spaces too, right? Because they want that exposure in this way, as well as on a timeline. Both are important, but AudioFi is going to be, yeah, the next thing, the next step that complements the InfoFi, I would say. Enough ranting, though. Um,
But yeah, Von
Adam,
Dutch for sure. Make a account on Lurky. I do highly recommend it. And I would figure out kind of like a game plan as to incentivizing people to speak about this in spaces more, or something. There has to be some sort of thing
yeah,
to
well,
kind of
that's
kick it off.
that's the keys. That's the keys. Yeah, that will happen.
But
So,
well, this is what you and I talked about,
yep,
right? What,
yep,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. No, we're
yeah,
gonna do that. Absolutely.
yeah.
I like.
Lurky. Yeah.
The
Yeah, yeah,
API keys. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I like it a lot. I mean, again, this is a project a company who really thinks outside of the box, utilizing different tools, and that's perfect because that's what we want to do, right? We want to innovate. I think it's very important. Just
Right.
to answer your question, Adam, because I think you asked me about how we do the InfoFi stuff, and how it's being built now with Froge is that. The thing is the InfoFi and rewarding people who have a lot of views and a lot of cloud, that's one thing. What we chose to do is to do it differently. And instead of rewarding the people who have the most cloud, we're just rewarding the people who are the most creative and engaging in our community. And basically that means content creation, right? We have an AI meme generator in our Telegram. It's free, obviously. You can make some really cool memes with that, all Froge based. If people post that on the timeline and they tag Froge, then the system picks it up in the admin, and then we have people who actually look at the content and evaluate it in different categories. And then the highest price is, for example, 5,000 Freunds. The lowest is 500 Freunds. So we regularly give people. We have an X account which is called Made by FROGE, and yeah, taking the fact that we just started, like we had last week, we had TGE, but people start creating content now, and we quote retweet that on Made by FROGE, not all of it, but some of it. Also with a statement how many points they got, so to motivate them and to actually be rewarded and listened to. So instead of playing the game that the biggest people with the biggest clouds are in the top of the leaderboards, I rather choose a different route and really build the community from the ground up with everybody. Basically everybody has a chance, right? And content creation is one way to get to accumulate points. But if you are in the community, if you are in the HQ, the only thing that you need to do is connect your Soul wallet. Then in the HQ, it's possible to connect your X if you want. If you do, you get 5 bonus codes, basically invite codes for your friends. If you onboard them, they also get 5,000 points only with onboarding. But you also get 5,000 points. Plus, all the points they make, you get 10% of it. Right. I did a lot in multi-level marketing in Web 2 and all of these things. So all my experience from the things I know, which just work, right? It's implemented in FROGE. And then if they retweet, if they like, they get points. So it's a whole ecosystem built about real engagement and not only about cloud, let's say. So it's different.
Cool. Yes, got you. That's yeah, that's a very good and fresh approach actually. And it's kind of similar to I don't know if you've been following this Gcoy mint. So I think he's an ape as well, Jar Shaka, right? So actually we have been discussing a creator contest with them, and it's actually yet to roll out, and I need to follow up with them as well actually. But yeah, that was similarly kind of democratizing the kind of data retrieval on the timeline, so that it doesn't matter like if you're a big account, a small account, like, but the engagement will basically help them to kind of manually judge, right? So just the highest engagement content kind of helps to that's like proportional to the follower count, helps them to kind of just see that what content is really like resonating, right? And that's proportional to the size of accounts. And yeah, we haven't actually kicked that off with those guys, and I don't know if we will, but it's something we were discussing previously, and we ended up kind of getting into this leaderboard thing, since the summer, and have been doing like a bunch of different leaderboards, and so including stuff on the timeline and retrieving all of the engagement points from the timeline, and also from the spaces, so plugging in the Lurky API and bringing it together. And it's actually been crazy because there's just been so much demand for this stuff, and I wasn't expecting to get into this business whatsoever, but it's been super interesting, and definitely like kept me super busy. But it's like the whole the whole area is just like ripe for innovation. And we're actually the latest project that we're working on is like a collab between Undone Watches, which is like the world's leading custom watch brand, and Williams Racing, the F1 team. And this is, to my knowledge, like the first InfoFi campaign that's actually rewarded like real world products, right? Which is kind of, I mean, really it's just an experiment, but it's really like a cool campaign that you can really win the watches, right? So and yeah, I mean, feel free to participate as well. I think even just chatting about it in the space,
Yes,
you can
also
probably
Weil is
score some
number
points.
one. I'm just going to interject here. Weil is number one on the leaderboard, of course. Wild is gonna get a watch like that. Well,
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
laughing at him. It's gonna happen.
No, no, you're doing great. You're doing great. I'm
Yeah,
happy. I'm happy for you.
yes.
I'm actually on the leaderboard. I shouldn't be on the leaderboard. I'm kind of
You
gonna I'm
shouldn't
gonna
be. It's
nerf.
like where to
I
see you
I,
on there.
I
It's like what is
I'm
this?
gonna nerf myself from the leaderboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like definitely if you I mean I'd love to like help you guys like plug in the Lurky API and things like that and help to get just get like take the Freunds to the next level and all of that. So yeah, it's been we've kind of refined this product now, like after I think we've done about 15 different campaigns since June, and it's starting to get like I mean
Yes.
we're basically starting to do distribution now,
Wasn't
which
wasn't
is
one
not.
of the first one, wasn't it one of the pharmacy AI?
Yeah,
Um,
that was an AI
yeah,
agent,
Pharmachain.
on
pharma chain.
virtuals,
Yeah. Yeah.
pharmachain.ai. Yes, so that was
So I'm gonna write
a
something
virtuals
down.
agent.
Something just went into my brain, right? So I'm gonna write it down, and maybe in the TG we could have a little meeting about it. But to also maybe have a overarching thing, like where we can have a good overview where the leaderboards are. Because I was in a lurky space today, and we were talking about it. It's not obvious for the other people who are big speakers, right? And they are into this. And so to get to know the other leaderboards if they are not mentioned by Lurky on the Lurky app, because these are separate boards, right? Built off of the API. They're not promoted on Lurky itself. So maybe we should think about something like an agent that maybe covers all of that to see where the leaderboards are, and that would be bullish as an agent on its own. That just entered my
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's
thought to me.
I know what you're saying. I mean, this is like the kind of the like mind share for mind share, and like being able to like have like a meta kind of like whatever, like location or meta mind share. But that's actually, so I was kind of thinking about it as like as an oracle, right? So and plugging in, like, so Chainlink like took all of the price feeds into DeFi from the exchanges,
Yes.
and like that's kind of where we're going. But then you're talking more about like just like distribution for
Yes.
all of the different leaderboards, which
Yep.
is again, like, I mean, you've got like nowadays there are so many different InfoFi platforms, and Lurky's like exclusively AudioFi, and then there's like whatever, like Wallchain and Cookie and Kaito and like everything else in between. Aligners is coming, which is I think a launch pad as well. So like, how the hell do you keep up with all this stuff? But I think that like anything that is covering the AudioFi thing,
Yes.
that would be like a lower hanging fruit to start with, right? So because
Yeah.
in this case, like we cover the AudioFi stuff and also the timeline stuff as well. So that's kind of like, that could be a good starting point for that.
Yes, right. So yeah, yeah. All right. No, I'm just writing things down that we then need to discuss a little bit. Sometimes things hit your soul at certain times, and you got to put it in your brilliant idea book and talk about it somewhere else. You guys, but it has been a great space so far. And it looks like we need to close up the shop here. I want to thank everybody for joining, everybody in the live streams as well. Uh, and of course, honorary guest here, Von Dutch, and give each other a follow. Show some love on the timeline, right? We are all here in the same boat, right? Well, the same. That's a Dutch saying, by the way. Well, instead of the boat.
It
Um,
ain't Dutch. Yeah.
if it
Just
ain't Dutch,
You guys don't live
yeah.
in the same houseboat, do you?
no, I live
Oh.
on a houseboat. I think Von Dutch is as soon as I get some, while I was out of the country as well, you guys. It's way too cold here. And I think that
Yeah.
Von Dutch is doing it the right way.
Where?
I left Amsterdam 15 years ago already.
Yeah.
Too
For
cold,
where?
man.
For where?
I'm now based in Portugal, in the south.
Oh, cool. I was hoping that you came to
Yeah, yeah.
California because California is amazing. Have you been? Have you been to California?
He's such a, you're such
Absolutely.
an advocate
Oh, you
for
have?
California.
Dude, what do you think of it?
Well, it's been like 4 years ago. I think a lot has changed if I watch the television, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. The cities are absolutely screwed. It's like the apocalypse over in LA and San Francisco.
But
Zombies walking all over and pissing on the sidewalk and people overdosing on fentanyl. It's
Tick is still bullish.
but I love it.
Tick is still bullish.
I love it. Hey, oh,
Okay,
real
you
quick,
guys,
Von
hold on.
Dutch. Oh.
I gotta go, Tick.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
it's
sorry.
time.
What's the ticker?
Thank you,
What's the
guys.
ticker? Where's it at? What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag. Send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fact. Got a runner on the map. So line of sniping like a gat. And the Sowie is moving quickly. I'm the squeezing where they at. I'm trying to bring the Mimquins back. 1000X is gonna land. I got it chilling in the back. And the guest fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yes, you guys, 1000X. Could it be Froge? I'm leaving that in the middle. I know. If you know, you know. See you all tomorrow. Same time, same space.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Stay bullish. We'll see you tomorrow.
What a time to be alive. Let's go, guys.
Knew that one was coming.
Let's
All right,
go.
you guys, see you later. See you later.